So hi everyone, today we are here for a demo session on Pega Certified Marketing Consultant. So as you are aware that there are three major frameworks in Pega: Pega Sales Automation, Pega Customer Service, and Pega Marketing. So Pega Marketing is the framework in Pega that deals with marketing, outbound, inbound, campaign management, and everything, right? So in today's session, we will discuss what all topics or what all things an individual needs to know to become a marketing consultant. Okay, so I would give a brief on the topics that make the part of the PCMC, and I would also show you a brief demo on how to use the Pega marketing portal and create a simple outbound and, if time permits, a multi-channel campaign. Okay, so that's the agenda for today. So let us start. So as I said, we would introduce the PCMC and the campaign management today in today's demo class. So what is what is marketing, or the two types of marketing that we have in real world scenario, and especially in Pega marketing also. So marketing is basically trying to identify potential customers, correct, and reaching out to them, correct, to sell our products, right? So this generic definition of marketing is what we call as outbound marketing, right? Where we want to roll out a product to a particular set of customers or a particular identified set of respondents, right? And we would send those offers or those products to them, right? We will ask them to buy it from us, right? Or we'll ask them to accept our offer, right? So this is what we call as outbound marketing. Then there is something called inbound marketing also, where customers call us, right? Right? There are many times in real world scenario where a particular organization doesn't reach out to a consumer, but sometimes a consumer calls back, right? And that time, Pega marketing determines what is the best offer or the best product that needs to be given to the particular consumer, and he sells that product. Pega marketing sells that product to the consumer. So that is inbound. So inbound and outbound both are related to from a customer perspective. In outbound, the Pega, the organization reaches out to the organization that has the Pega marketing running reaches out to the consumer, that is outbound marketing. And in inbound marketing, the customer calls the organization. Okay. So in PCMC, we would work mainly on outbound marketing. There are few use cases of inbound marketing also that we will discuss. Okay. Then we would see how the next best action paradigm works, correct? And how Pega marketing uses next best action paradigm, right? That we will also discuss in the Pega PCMC course. Now, next best action, as you all aware, is the paradigm that includes how Pega gives the next best recommendation or the next best offer to a prospective customer. It has decisioning inbuilt in it, decisioning strategies, adaptive modeling, predictive modeling, right? And simulation, everything. All these are basically we will discuss as part of the next best action paradigm. Basically using the customer data hub and the Pega marketing concepts on how to implement the next best action, right? We would see how we use the Pega portal also. So the Pega marketing portal is the portal that a marketing analyst or a marketing consultant uses to create the marketing artifacts. Now, these artifacts can be offers, these artifacts can be some constraints. These artifacts are definitely the inbound, outbound campaigns, right? Then we would create containers, and there are a lot of things that we will be doing using a Pega marketing portal. So in the PCMC course, we will discuss how we will create all these things using the portal, and this will also help in your real world implementation, because that's how marketing analyst needs to use Pega marketing, right? Then we will work with NBA Designer. So NBA Designer is an extension of the basically the Pega marketing portal. And in using NBA Designer, we actually define the business issues, business groups, and how our next best action is associated with those issues and groups, right? So we would see NBA Designer also. Then as a marketing consultant, you will work with offer management, right? So what are offers? Offers are propositions that we sell to a customer or a consumer, right? So in Pega marketing, you have to design these offers, right? Because it's your responsibility as a marketing analyst to design the offers that will be sent to the customers, right? So we will see how to create issues, create groups, create offers, what are the important fields in offers, and hence. Okay? So another important aspect of this entire Pega marketing world is the marketing strategies, right? So what are marketing strategies? So in a marketing strategy, you can implement the business rules that identifies what type of customer get what type of offers, right? Based on business rules, customers' prior behavior, and a lot of things, right? So marketing strategy, you can tell, is a core piece of Pega marketing, which has all the business logic, right? It helps us in designing the marketing plan, right? So if I have an offer A and offer B and a customer one and a customer's two, so which offer goes to which customer, whether it will be the same offer or different offers, and all those kinds of decisioning and logical driven thinking using adaptive predictive models to determine the best offer. All this happens using inside the Pega marketing strategy. So it's a very important topic, and we would spend a lot of time designing and defining marketing strategies. Okay. We would also see how predictive and adaptive analytics plays their part in the marketing, right? So it is all now one-to-one marketing and directed marketing, right? It's not the old marketing philosophy where we will send one offer to all sets of consumers or all sets of prospects and not use any intelligence to determine who should be sent what offer. That is not the type of marketing that is recommended today, right? The marketing in today's world is adaptive, is predictive. It uses the prior consumer behavior, right? It uses the context of the calls. It uses whatever predictors are there in an organization. It uses the customer's profile, customer attributes, everything. So all these play a part in deciding what offer a customer gets, right? So we would see how we will use predictive and adaptive analytics in Pega marketing. Continuing this topic further, we would be creating outbound and multi-channel campaigns, right? As I said, campaign management is an integral part of Pega marketing, right? So using this, you will be using Pega marketing, you'll be designing campaigns, right? You would be running campaigns. You would be simulating campaigns, right? You will be testing campaigns. So it's a very elaborate topic, an in-depth topic. One of the most important pieces that a marketing consultant has to work on is basically creating an outbound and a multi-channel campaign. Okay. In link to this campaigns is something what we call as offer flows, which is basically a visual based representation, right, of the life cycle of an offer. Correct. What it means is, how is an offer sent to a customer, right? What happens when a customer accepts or rejects that offer, correct? How the life cycle of the offer will flow, correct? From one person to the other, from the marketing organization to the consumer, back and forth. So all this we will discuss and design in the offer flows, correct? Then as part of this course, we will also discuss and create real-time containers, right? So Pega marketing is not only offline, right? Like letting a campaign offline and sending mailers or sending advertisements to consumers. It happens real time also. An example is when I log into a site, right? And you can think about a banking site or any other site, right? You will see some offers for you, correct? So that is real time, right? You are logging in with your information, and based on that, it is giving you some offers, right? So that is what we call as real time marketing, right? So we would see how we do real time marketing using containers, how containers are then linked to campaigns, right? So campaigns can be linked to containers, how containers are linked to next best action. So we would see, we would see all these concepts and work on them, right? Other things about campaigns that is very important is how to define your customer pool, how to select your audience, how to define your audience, whether you will have a control group or not. Control group is basically a set of consumers who are treated differently, right? Whenever we have a marketing strategy. So we identify a set of customers which will be in a control group, and there will be a set of customers who will be in a general group, and then we'll compare their acceptance and rejection rates. So that's what we call as control groups, right? A specified set of consumers whose response is treated as a baseline against the other consumers, correct? We would work on defining contact policies and volume constraints, right? We would see how Pega marketing ensures we can set a limit on the number of offers that a consumer receives with respect to each channel, right? We will see how we can set a lower limit and set an upper limit so that consumers don't get overburdened with a lot of offers. Similarly, it is we decide on a lower limit also so that they get at least some offers, right? So we would discuss the volume constraints, how to define them, how to use them in the campaigns and all, right? Lastly, we would see on the testing part of marketing campaigns, right? We would see how we can run simulations to test marketing offer distributions. We would see distribution testing. We would see the testing using seed lists. Seed lists are set of customers, dummy customers that we have identified, right? And who will actually receive the emailers or SMS or whatever, right? And we can mimic the real world scenario without going into production, right? So we would see how we would do this distribution test, testing using seedless, testing an individual offer. All these things we will learn as part of our PCMC course. Okay. So all in all, this is a very detailed course which will enable you to use the Pega marketing artifacts to design outbound campaigns for outbound marketing. It will help you or enable you to design your marketing strategies which uses adaptive and predictive model to identify customers and offer mix, right? You would work on using the Pega marketing portal. You would see how to run simulations. You would see how to use seed lists and all the other topics that I just now discussed. Okay. In as a continuation of our discussion, let me take you to the Pega marketing portal and we do a hands-on by creating a campaign. Okay. So here we are on the Pega marketing portal. Okay. And as you can see, it has options for us to create a campaign, defining an audience, monitoring. It has the portals to create the offers, the real-time containers, microsites. Similarly, in audiences, it allows you to create new segments, run those segments, test those segments, and all those things, right? So for our demo session, what I will do is I would show you how to create one outbound campaign and one multi-channel campaign, right? So as I told, we have two types of campaigns in Pega marketing. a simple outbound campaign and a simple multi-channel campaign, right? There are basic differences between these two, outbound and multi-channel, which we would discuss in our detailed classes. But for now, what I want to tell you, there are two types of outbound campaigns. One is called just an outbound campaign, and the other one is called a multi-channel campaign, right? So for our demo class, let's create an outbound campaign. So as you can see the screen, an outbound campaign has three important points: an audience, an offer, and an offer flow. Okay, I would define this campaign as my outbound campaign. I have defined a segment beforehand, and I will use this segment. So this is my group of customers on whom this marketing campaign will run, right? So an audience is nothing but a customer segment rule. We would see what is actually a customer segment rule in our detailed classes. But for now, you can assume that these are a group of customers. So I have put this. Offers, again, I said, are the products that you are selling, right? Some of them are coming from Pega already, like a BlackBerry and something else, right? So I have defined one test offer. So this is nothing. This campaign management. Okay. So once we put this offer, please see that it automatically linked an offer flow to it. So remember, in Pega Marketing, each offer is associated with an offer flow of its own. Okay. So when I open this offer flow, as I said, an offer flow is what? An offer flow is a visual representation of the life cycle of an offer. Okay. So what we will do is, for now, we will just modify it a little bit, right? So it had no shape. So what I will do is I would put a email shape here, and I would link it to it. Sorry. Okay. So what I did basically. So I am saying, let this offer start, and I have put a email treatment shape here. Okay. Now in the email treatment shape, I will select an email treatment. So we would work with treatments in detail in our further classes, but effectively what a treatment is it's a way of utilizing that particular channel. It can be an SMS, it can be an email or whatever, right? In our case, it's an email. So if I show you, I have an email treatment, which is nothing. It is a format of the email, right? So what I'm saying is the email that I'm talking about is having a subject as test email. It is having some other fields, and it has a body called this is a test email. Okay. So this is my email treatment. So what I did now was I selected this email treatment, right? And I could send the email, and I could also write it to a file or write it to a DB, right? Along with this shape, or I can wait also. So we will discuss all these intricacies in our detailed classes. For now, let's assume that we only have this selected, and we put it here, and we save it. Okay, so this is done. I would check this record in, and I would close this. So now if I save this, let me use, okay, so yeah. Let me refresh. Okay. All right. So if you see, this is how simple can. Basically send to all the prospects or all the customers, those 2000 customers, and then we define a flow for that particular offer. In this case, the flow just has that it will be sending an email treatment out. Okay, so this is how we define a simple outbound campaign, and a simple outbound campaign matches the legacy campaigns that used to run, where we just send a particular offer to a set of customers. Okay, we can define goal and other things about a campaign, but effectively for our basic understanding, this is how we define a simple campaign. There are many other configurations in this which we will discuss in our further classes, but for now this is how you define a simple outbound campaign. Then we have other options of running the campaign and other stuff that we will discuss in our detailed classes. Okay, so now in the similar lines, let me show you how to create a multi-channel campaign. Little bit more advanced campaign, right? It has more settings and it is different from an outbound campaign sites. It can be run recurrently and is based on business strategies instead of just a plain vanilla offers. Okay, so let me call this as my multi-campaign. I'm selecting a business issue for now, right? We would talk about this in detail. What is the business issue, business group? But for now, let's assume I've taken these two, right? Okay, I have set some goals. I can set some more goals here, like total accepts greater than 50%. Goals are basically the business goals for your campaign, right? So I have defined two of them here. Okay, and that is the, you can see in the multi channel campaign there are three tabs: plan, build, and test, right? So right now we are in the plain tab. Okay, let's now go to the build tab. Now we would discuss this in detail in our further class. Try to create a multi-channel campaign, a simple one, okay, which will give a basic idea what it's about. So in this, you see there are vertical many things, right? We have a strategy, we have an audience, we have engagement, and we have constraint. So a strategy is basically, as I said, a marketing strategy which determines which offer will be mapped to which customer. So it maps the customer to an offer. Let me take something called next best offer, right? Let me take this. Let me add this business strategy. Now, if you open this strategy, you would see it has, we will discuss this in our detailed classes, but actually this is nothing but a decision strategy, right? So it is basically a decision strategy which has quite a bit of logic. It identifies offers, does a lot of prioritization, eligibility calculations, and finally it gives an output, a set of offers, right? Now these offers will be then mapped to the customers in which are being picked up in the audience. Now the difference you can see in the outbound and in the multi-channel is there was in the outbound there was no marketing strategy, right? We had a fixed set of offers which we were giving, correct? There was no way of changing those offers based on business priorities or logic or whatever, correct? But here we can change, we can write a strategy that is dependent on customer profile, dependent on customer properties, dependent on business logic, and write a customer strategy which picks up a particular offer. So the offers can change in a multi-channel strategy. In outbound, the offers are fixed. Okay? So we'll discuss about this more in detail. So for now, I have selected this. Audience is same as what we have in outbound, right? It's basically nothing but a customer segment, a set of customers that you'll be running or campaigning on. Then we have the engagement section, right, which we didn't have in Outbound. We'll discuss about this more in details. But for now, let's assume that I'm making this as a recurring campaign that will run every day from say 29th. Okay. Similarly, we have something called a constraint. So I have defined a constraint already. Constraint, again, I said, is a way of limiting how many offers we will be sending to customers on particular chat, right? So for now, if you can see here, this particular constraint, we would work on it more when we get to our detailed classes. But for now, you see that I have defined this constraint, which says this offer in a total can be only sent max 100 times to any number of customers, but the total should not exceed 100. As I said, constraints can be set at offer level, it can be set at a channel level. It limits how many offers can be set to a customers, correct? So it's basically constrains your marketing volume. That's why the name of constraint. So basically, as I said, a marketing strategy has the build, in which we have the multi-channel campaign has the plan, build, and test tabs. In the planning, we define some of the attributes, the goals of the campaign. In the build section, we identify or we configure the marketing strategy, audience, the schedule, the engagement, and the constraint. Okay. Finally, in the test tab, you can identify and test these, right? So you can see in the test tab, we have two types of test: distribution test and seed test. So a multi-channel campaign can be tested in two ways: distribution and seed. And we would discuss about these when we actually do classes on Pega Marketing. Okay. So one is a simple campaign, and there is a complex one called multi-channel campaign. Okay, so this is what we wanted to discuss today. So we had a brief, I gave you a brief information on the details of the Pega Marketing course. So as part of Pega Marketing course, we would work with the Pega Marketing portal. This is the portal that I'm talking about. We will create offers, we will create artifacts, we will create campaigns, we will run campaigns, we will test campaigns, right? We would work on how to create marketing strategies, how to use predictive adaptive modeling in your marketing strategies, how to define offer flows, right? And how to define real-time containers and how to associate real-time containers with multi-channel campaigns, right? How to define audiences, right? As I told, how to define the segments and all. So all this will be part of our Pega Marketing course. And at the end of this course, you will be able to use Pega Marketing to create and run outbound campaigns, as well as you will be able to design and implement marketing strategies for inbound. Okay, so that's it for the class. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon in the next classes. Thank you. Bye.